Welcome to Gbpjpy's weekly analysis for the third week of October. I'm just gonna drink some water one sec. I have the analysis here. What we saw last week was price rejected this daily supply last week. This daily supply level is from 137.8 to like 138.2-ish up here. All right, so we rejected it, dropped down to the previous low at 136, and then we created a lower high when we retested this broken market structure, the accumulation box. Create a lower high, then continued down, and we tapped into this area right here. Okay, so I have a couple of scenarios, and we'll go over that. First of all, let's go over this. So safe sells if price breaks and retest 135.2 on the higher time frame. Okay, we would eventually have to also take out 135.0, but let's say a daily candle closed below, right? Then we can get our clear sells down here, and then our target for that would be 133 target if bearish momentum continues, right? So you see this intraday bull run here, this trend line also broke, so getting lower highs right now. But price may also retrace up, right? So we have this 4-hour level up here, so price may retrace up to 137.0 to 137.2 before continuing down, which is an intraday resistance. Okay, so we're going to be observing how price reacts at 135.2, 137.2-ish area. Okay, another thing that could possibly happen is price pushes further up into supply before it's ready to go down. So let's say we don't have enough order flow down here to break this, so we might push up before pushing down to, like, let's say 138. Okay, otherwise, if that doesn't happen, then we would, and if price breaks the supply, we would have to break past this level up here. Okay, let's say daily, we need a solid break above daily supply for the bullish scenario to play out. Okay, and we would have to have bullish intraday structure for it to play out, right? So you'd have to break up, daily candle would have to clear this zone, right? We'd have to have some positive impact news, some optimism around the pound, and currently with Brexit and everything, it's kind of uncertain. And UK said that they won't be negotiating with EU next week, right? So that's seen as a negative. So we need a clear break up and then continuation. So that could happen if there was any strong Brexit headlines. Let's say something good around negotiations getting further done, right? So that would push Brexit up, that would push pound up, act as optimism in the market. Otherwise, if uncertainty remains and and negotiations aren't going anywhere, we can retest like these levels and see further sells down, right? But otherwise, once we do break past 135.0 to 135.2, then it can be safe sells on the retest down to 133. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. There is market structure, like this was a high, create a low, this is a lower high, create a new low, right? So next thing to do would be to print a lower high if we're going to continue down. It could happen here, retest this market structure, see how price acts here, or we'll just have to see, maybe it'll push up to further deeper into supply, test a deeper area in the supply zone, and then push further down. But essentially, if you want to wait, you can wait to see how price reacts at 135.2. Or if there's if there's optimism around the pound and Brexit, then we can push up to 140.0 for the bullish scenario. Okay, but otherwise, you have to take into account the macroeconomic part of it too, not just the technical in this case, right? So we can go over how we drew these levels, and actually I'll just one second. So these, I'm just gonna move these arrows so we can see what's happening. Right, so you can remove that. So these are our major levels. You can see that there is here, I'll just redraw it. Okay, so when we're looking, we know we have our support here, right? We have our demand level right here. And where is that? That's a 133 area. So that's our nice level. And we'll start from the monthly. So monthly, last month was bearish, right? You see we also have a monthly level here at 135 point-ish, right? Right there at these candle bodies. That's where we currently rejected to, right? Not exactly there, but right. So we would have to break that. And then weekly, what weekly did was weekly retraced up, and where did it come back to? The daily supply area, right? Which is also weekly market structure. Draw it from here, so like down here, right? And this covers this area too. So you see how solid the supply area is. It's a previous area right here. When price broke below, it went all the way down here and then retraced up to up here. So technically, if we were looking for the bullish break, we'd have to break past this level, right? Break up, retest, and then head over to 140 area, right? So that's one of our levels, right? And then we do have our intraday levels as well. So you see how strong the supply level is? You can average it out to 130, but see there's like clear market structure here. So we'd have to, for the bullish scenario, we have to push above here, retest, and then continue, right? And then we can hit 140 area. Let's also draw the 140 in as well. Oops. So, and that's super clear too why this is a level, because you see the price activity surrounding this area at 140 previously when we were bullish. Price wasn't able to break up, right? Several rejections here. Then once we did break up, we consolidated, accumulated around 140, and then we pushed up, retested 140, pushed up higher. Once we were breaking down, price broke below 140, retested right here, and then continued down to this level, right? So you can see why 140.00 is a very evident level. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to move this down to like 138. 138-ish area, okay? We have resistance at 137.8, but we do have further levels right here, right? So you can see how price tapped into it. This is also previously market structure, right? This is down to 135.0, 135.2-ish, right? So that I'm just going to get out and then see. Okay, so let's say now we have our major levels plotted out, right? 133 as well. Right there, we'll do that. So we have 133, 137.8 all the way till this. So this supply area is pretty deep, right? So we have to see how price reacts here. We have 135.2. Okay, so we have a couple scenarios, and then we have our intraday resistance, which is right here, right? This area right here, which was essentially what happened was there was this consolidation right here, and then price came back once we broke this accumulation that was under supply. Right, what price did, broke it, retested right here, retested the accumulation and continued down, right? So you see how that played out. Okay, so we have this, which is 137.2-ish, right? There we go, that's a nice level. So let's say price continues up here. If price makes his way up here and we start seeing shift in market structure, then we can drop, right? Then this will be a proper reversal trade. But if you don't see shift in market structure in lower time frame, price can just as much continue up to first 137.8, see how it reacts here, or even push deeper into supply before dropping, right? Okay, if that doesn't happen, then we would be waiting for, let's say price is consolidated here and then broke below, okay? Then what we're gonna wait for is a retracement, creation of a lower high at this level, 135.2 to 135.0 before continuing down, right? And then we have a clear way down to 133, okay? For the bear scenario to play out, daily would, I'm just gonna move this up a bit just for market structure. Daily would essentially have to break up strong above here, and then we retest and continue, okay? Continue to 140 first, and then there's also a level at, 140.5. Sorry, when I click the F12 key, that's what happens on a Mac. Okay, so we have these levels, right? You see what is happening currently. We were in an intraday bullish trend. Trend line broke. We got a retest of this market structure. Retested it, came down. Now it's just consolidating, right? Maybe it'll break down, retest, and then continue down, or push up to one of this level. We'll see how it acts here. If it rejects, then we can find our way down again, maybe then break this. Or, like I said, we might need to push further into supply to generate more order flow and then continue down, right? And you can sell up here, and you can sell on the once price breaks below this level, retest it and sell down to here, right? So just have to be wise and play market structure as it comes to the levels, okay? I know that this is the analysis. Feel free to screenshot it. I've gone through over a lot, and I hope it was helpful. Take care. Enjoy your week.